just go to your local library. Your audiovisual department in your library has tons of books on tapes and resources on tape. And the kids can go to your homeschool curriculum fair, and a lot of people will be charging much less money for items that have already been used but are in perfectly good condition. So you want to load up on audio tapes and CDs to use in the car. You need lots of paper and notebooks and scratch packs and coloring books in the car for those that don't get carsick, of course. And something that was brought to my attention that's a great thing to have in the car are Post-it notes, because you can not only keep them for tallying game scores while you're in the cars, but the kids can draw on them and stick them up all over the car and sort of create an instant mobile art gallery, which is kind of a cool thing to do and keeps them entertained. And, they're easy to take down and throw away when you're through with them. So Post-it notes are a great thing to keep in the car. Writing and drawing tools, you need pencils and pens and colored pencils and crayons and markers and highlighters. But I will say with regard to crayons that you remember that in hot cars they melt and they make a big waxy mess. And I've got the upholstery to prove it in my car. So I think if you just put them in to bring along a cooler in the car, you can stick them in the cooler and that'll keep them from melting.
Or you need colored pencils. It's a little safer.
Yeah, colored pencils is safer. The highlighters, of course, depend on the age of the kids. Those things can wind up all over the car. And, they're making now Crayola markers and the wipe erase markers. You can actually use those on the windows of the car, and they come right off with a wet cloth. So,
that's right, the new car pens.
Yeah, new car pens. So, you can have a mobile art gallery with all kinds of great pictures all over the windows, or you can use them for tallying scores or for practicing spelling or writing or anything else, and they clean up really easily, and it eliminates the need for paper. So that's another thing that people might look into. Yeah, books you would like to bring along in the car for kids who don't get car sick, including activity books and worksheets. And I don't know if you've seen those magic pen books. Have you seen those?
Oh yeah, I love those for younger children.
No, they have them for all ages now, and they're just yeah, they do. They're just fabulous. They're by Lee Publications, and oops, I'm dropping the phone here because I'm moving things around. These are books that they're themed, and they come with a special marker pen, and you color in the pages in order to reveal with this marker pen in order to reveal like answers to trivia questions and answers to history questions and science questions and math questions, and even for little kids they have pictures of like endangered animals and things, and the kids use the pen to color in the page on the book, and it reveals the animal. So they're just a great learning tool to have in the car, and they're available at Amazon.com. And anyway, so that's a great little activity book to have in the car.
What are they called again?
Magic Pen.
Magic Pen books at Amazon.com.
Right, and they're by Lee Publications, L-E-E.
The nice thing about it, too, is that the Magic Pen is clear.
Yes, so you don't have marks, errant marks all over the upholstery or the car or whatever.
You mentioned the audiobooks, too, and I just want to reinforce that because I get the Newbery books. You get the titles of them come in. You get one Newbery book like Johnny Tremaine, and it lists all the other Newbery award-winning books. And I go to the library, and I get them on audiobooks, and gosh, my kids are getting a great education, and so am I, by listening to all these fabulous books on tape.
I agree. You can't go wrong with Newbery award winners.
I like to listen to motivational-type books, too.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of nice education for the kids because they get to listen in.
Yes, yeah. In fact, Robert Kiyosaki has the Rich Kid, Poor Kid series, and I think that's on audio cassette as well, and you can listen to that in the car. So, for kids who are ready to hear more about finances and running a business and stuff, that's a great tool as well.
And the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens is a fabulous audio.
You're right. Mm-hmm. That's Stephen Covey,
his son.
Yes, yeah. So I agree with you on some of those great CDs or audio cassettes to bring along in the car, and they're available at the public library as well. Another thing that I like to keep in the car is a camera, and I don't care what kind it is, regular, disposable, digital, Polaroid, whatever you can bring along so that your kids can capture and document special moments on their trips. And sometimes things will happen just while you're running a 5-minute errand that you really wish you had a camera for. Keep a camera in the car, and then you're never without it. Field guides. The one thing I would love to tell people and hope they will do is take your field guides off of your bookshelf and put them in your car. Because when you're riding in your car, you're in the field. That's when you see rocks and trees and birds and flowers and animals and insects and things. And when you have your field guide right there, you can look them up instantly and get a little bit more information to share with everybody in the car. So and even little kids, tiny kids, can try to match pictures of a bird or or of an animal they've seen alongside the road with what they find in a field guide. And it's never too early to train people to use those kinds of resource materials. And another tool I think is an absolute must is a magnifying glass. It's a complete boredom buster, and you should keep an inexpensive magnifying glass available for every passenger in the car so that nobody has to fight over it, because you can use it to examine all kinds of things from your skin and freckles and pores and hairs and scabs, to things that you find tucked in car seat cushions, like a moldy bread crust or dried up French fries. Those are all fascinating things to look at under a microscope. And, things you find along the way, like you might find dead bugs or something that you could take a look at through the magnifying glasses, or feathers or rocks or things like that. There's just so much to look at, and it just reinforces that whole scientific method of observation. And then you can take it a step further and go to recording by keeping some kind of a journal in the car or notebook so that they can draw a picture of it, of what they see through that microscope. And it's just a fabulous tool to use in the car. And you can also
find the magnifying glasses. Where do you buy those?
Oh gosh, just about anywhere. Even party supply stores have little inexpensive magnifying glasses. But places, drugstores that sell reading glasses and things like that usually sell magnifying glasses as well. And any science supply store, teacher supply store will probably carry them too. You can also carry a repertoire of songs along in the car so you don't get stuck singing the song that never ends over and over again. And I think a great selection of card games and activities, because half the time you hear about these great ideas, but if you don't have them listed somewhere, you don't remember them when you really need them. So I'm going to put a shameless self-promotion plug in for my book and say, get my book, keep it in your glove compartment, and then you'll always have lots of resources to use with the kids in the car. And finally, an essential tool is a roll of aluminum foil, because aluminum foil, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about in a few minutes about using it to take rubbings on historical markers and the like, but you can also use aluminum foil to just tear off a sheet to the kids and let them make all kinds of fun things out of it. They can make jewelry out of it. They can make chains out of it. They can make, helmets and shields and little balls to toss around. It's just a great product to keep in the car. It's inexpensive, and it keeps people entertained for a long time.
This is excellent. I'm going on vacation next week, and I'm just going to buy one of those plastic boxes and put all these great fun things in there.
Yes, absolutely.
And while we're listening to the book on tape.
That's right.
Well, Diane, so this is perfect. We have plenty of time. Do you mind if I kind of give you a subject area, like science or math, and then you just very quickly give us, say, one or two like games or activities for that subject area?
Yeah, I'd love to. That'd be great.
All right, let's start off then with one of my favorite subjects, science.
Oh, I love science too. So we're alike that way. And one of the great things, when you're driving down the road, and here in California we have Highway 5, and it's all farm community, and it's right through the agricultural valley of California, the Central Valley. And there are just bugs everywhere because of the agriculture there, and they smush on the windshield all the time. And, people get, ew, bug blood. But bug blood is a really fascinating thing, and I like to call it windshield entomology. If you notice, bugs don't really have blood. They have something called hemolymph. It's a clear liquid, and it's composed mostly of water, but it's tinged color depending on what the bug ate. So if the blood's green, the bug ate leaves. If the blood's yellow, it ate nectar from flowers. And if the blood is black, the bug ate other bugs. Now, sometimes you'll see what looks like red blood that's squished in an insect, say like a fly, but that's generally not blood. It's a pigment from the bug's eyes. So that's a little tidbit that people can take home with them. It's in the book if they need to reference it. Another great tool, as I said, is that magnifying glass, because if you do find dead bugs, say, in the grill of the car, you can pull them out, put them in a little baggie, and let the kids examine them with their magnifying glasses. There's another great resource, science resource for high school age. There's a company called Lyrical Learning, and they've taken life sciences and biology and for high school age, and